ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यत् इति मे निश्चिता मतिः।
In last class, we had seen the adhikari, sambandha, etc. and had completed the first chapter. Before we begin with second chapter, let's go through all that we have seen. So, Vichara Sagara. We started with Tatra Anubandhanam Samanyataha Nirupanam Nama. Tatra अनुबंधानां सामान्यतः निरूपणं नाम प्रथमस्तरंगः. What was the first chapter? The first chapter was the samanyatah nirupanam, samanya in general sense, the explanation of anubandha. And before we started with what is the explanation of anubandha, first we had seen vastu nirdesha rupa mangalacharanam. Mangalacharanam, an auspicious beginning. An auspicious beginning where all these anubandha etc. is included. What is the topic of the text etc. everything is given so that the one who is going to take up the study of that particular text understands and knows what he is going to expect from the text or what should be expected from that particular text, and is it for him, is it required for him to study this text. There we had seen Sukham Nityam Swaprakasham Vyapakam Namarupayoho Adhishthanam Buddhya Bodhyam Buddhehe Drug Yattu Nirmalam Aparam Sarva Vedanta Vedyam Pratyak Param Maha. With all these indicators apply to that. What is that? That is Brahman. The Brahman to which all these indicators are applied or applicable. Tad eva aham, that Brahman I am. Mattaha anyatna, and there is nothing else other than me. Why? Because I am that immutable, all pervasive Brahman. And this is nishchita matihi, this is my firm conviction or knowledge. For this Mangalacharana, the explanation and doubts were raised and were answered, in which it was said, Tadevaham, I am that, iti yuktya. What was explained? Mahavakyartha, the explanation of Mahavakya. I am Brahman. What type of Brahman? That which is Sukham, Nityam, Swaprakasham, etc. For which the question was raised. Do you mean to say Sukha as in Vaishayika Sukha? Their explanation was given, don't take Sukham as independent. Take Sukham as Sukham Nityam. Atha Visheshananam Pratyekam Prayojanam Uchyate. Is it not enough by one Visheshana, one particular indicator alone a thing can be explained? Yes, it can be, but it cannot completely give the clarity about the topic. If you need clarity, some other indicator is required with the help of which no doubt shall remain behind. Just to use a particular definition or paribhashika व्याख्या, Visheshana is that which is Vyavartaka Bhedaka. Vyavartaka meaning which removes everything else other than that what is intended. If I say a blue lotus, blue, the color blue is Visheshana for lotus. And by that blue, I have separated out all the colors. All other colors have been removed from my intended lotus. So there are bunch of flowers, and in that, now understand one thing here again. When I say blue lotus, if there are bunch of flowers where dahlia, aster, jhendu, all these flowers are there. In that, when I use these two words, what is that? Blue lotus. By the word lotus, from all those flowers, lotus is separated out. All others are removed. And by the word blue, all the other colors of that lotus are removed and only blue is indicated. In the same way, don't take sukham independent, take sukham nityam, that which is nitya sukha, eternal happiness principle. Then nityam swaprakasham, it is nitya, but it is not jada nitya as in nayyayika mata. It is swaprakasha, it is chetana. It is swaprakasha, but is it swaprakasha like sun and the moon? No, because sun and the moon are not vyapaka, but this is vyapaka. Swaprakasham vyapakam. Vyapakam nama rupayoho adhishthanam. Akasha, space. Space also is vyapaka. Even space is vyapaka. Do you mean to say it is vyapaka like space? It is said no. It is nama rupayoho adhishthanam. Nama rupayoho adhishthanam. Adhisthana, basis of nama and rupa. As we had seen in the earlier class or class before that, everywhere superimposed is always should have basis, adhisthana, and on that basis that thing is superimposed. So nama and rupa being mithya, vyavaharika satya, that is superimposed on paramarthika satya, that is Brahman. And such is not the case with Akasha, etc. Then Namarupayoho Adhishthanam Swaprakasham. Namarupayoho Adhishthanam here is not like the rope which is the Adhisthana for snake. So snake has name and form. Snake also has name and form, and that name and form, snake, is superimposed on the Adhisthana, the basis rope. No, it's not like that. Here this Adhisthana is Swaprakasha, that which is self-effulgent, self-evident, Chaitanya, that is Brahman. Then Swaprakasham Nirmalam, that which is Swaprakasha and also Nirmala, without any mala. Nirmala and Aparam. Aparam, Apara is that which is eternal, all pervading. It does not have vastu paricheda. It is not limited by an object. Object limitation is not there. Then the question was raised, why do you need all these visheshana, aneka visheshananam prayojanam? So it was said, dvabhyam eva lakshanabhyam, with all these visheshanas, sarvatrati vyapti dosha nivruttavapi. अनेकाधित व्याप्ति निरासोक्तिस्तु तल्लक्षण प्रयोजनेषु विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां सर्वप्रकारेण ब्रह्मज्ञानोत्पत्तये. Those who are trying to inquire into Brahman or the oneness of Brahman, they should have the clarity of knowledge. For them to have that clarity, this is required, this is indicated. Further, स्वप्रत्यगात्म विषयक मंगलाचरण विषये आक्षेप समाधानानि. Then questions were raised. The mangalacharana that you have done, it is not appropriate. The mangalacharana should be of any devata, any god. That is Hari, Hara, Brahma, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, etc. For which answer was given, but Hari, Hara, Brahma, all they are superimposed in me, Brahman. So when I do Mangalacharana of Brahman, they are included. They said, okay, I accept, they are Maya Vishishta. But then you should do Mangalacharana of Ishvara, not Brahman. For which answer was given, even what you said is true. But that Ishvara also is the superimposed entity in that Brahman itself. Why? Because Ishvara has Maya Upadhi and Brahman is without any Upadhi. And therefore, it is appropriate to do Mangalacharana of Brahman. Then the question was raised, okay, I accept. Mangalacharana of Brahman should be done. But how can you do Mangalacharana of yourself being Brahman? Because Brahman is so eternal. But you are parichinna, you are limited. There it was said, Yatha adhisthana bhuta rajvadi ajnanat sarpadi brahmaha tad adhisthana yathatma jnanena tannivrittischa tatha sakala jagad adhisthana pratyageka rasa brahma ajnanat jagat pratiyate tada aparokshena nishesham nivartate cha taccha adhishthanam brahma pratyagatma ahameva. Because of the ignorance of basis rope, the snake is superimposed. Because I don't know rope in clarity, with clarity, in reality, I know rope partially. And because I have partial knowledge of that rope, the snake is superimposed. Similarly, on that Brahman, this entire creation, the world is superimposed. And when that Brahman is known, I know that Brahman to be myself. And that adhisthana of that this entire jagat is me alone. So to do Mangalacharana of me, myself, as Brahman, not as Jiva, is appropriate. And for which Upanishad quotations, etc. were given. Again, a small question was raised. Okay, but it is very much appropriate to do Mangalacharana of Bhavat Guru Paramparagata Saguna Ishta Devata. Your Guru Parampara or the Devata which is worshipped, meditated upon in your Guru Parampara. Mangalacharana of that Devata should be done. For which it is said that for which sadhaka does upasana. Sadhaka meditates upon. Why does he meditate upon? To gain chitta ekagrya, single pointedness of mind. And that single pointedness of mind is achieved, gained, for what reason, for what purpose? The only purpose to gain that chitta ekagrata is gaining the anubhava, gaining the jnana of Brahman. And when I have gained that anubhava itself, there is no need to do Mangalacharana of that Devata. Because in me, there is no Dvaitasya Anumatrasyapi Bhavat. Swaswarupatiriktasya. Other than me, there is nothing else. Dvaita, duality is not at all there. Therefore, Bheda Khatita Triputi Vishayi Bhuta Namaskaradi Vyavahara. Bheda Khatita. on account of bhed, duality, the namaskara etc. which is born, that is not there at all. Then the Grantha Mahima, the importance of this text was explained. Why? What is the importance of this text? There it was said, this text explains in detail many aspects of Advaita. There may be many other texts which explain this Advaita Vedanta, but in them there are many other defects. At some places, without understanding in detail, without clarity, people have tried to explain, or at some places they have added something of their own. Because of these things, there are certain defects in other texts. Here, those texts have been, defects have been avoided. Therefore, there is no other text like this Vicharasagar, Nastyasya Samam Granthantaram. After having explained this, Sadhana Chatushtaya Nirupanam started. What is Sadhana Chatushtaya? In that, it was explained Anubandha Chatushtayam. What is Anubandha? Adhikari Vishaya Prayojana Sambandha. Then now, who is Adhikari? Adhikari Lakshanam Nisargataha eva sarvesham antahkarane mala vikshepavaranaatmaka doshatrayamaste. In everybody's mind, in general, by birth, there are these defects. Mala, vikshepa, avarana. And though the one who has removed all these defects by nishkama karmopasana etc., and the one who is pushkala sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha saha adhikari, the one who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Then the question is raised, okay, if this is the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, then what is sadhana chatushtaya? For which the answer was given, nityanitya vastu vivekaha, iha mutrartha phalabhoga viragaha, shamadhi shatka sampat, mumukshutvancha iti. Nityanatya vastu vivekaha. Viveka, the discrimination between what is nitya and what is anitya. Vairagya, for anything that can be achieved here and hereafter. The sixfold wealth, starting with Shama, that is Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, and Mumukshuta. In that, the further clarity and explanation was given. What is Nityanitya Vastu Vivekaha? Atma Nityaha, Chinmatraha, Atma Nityaha, and Jagat Anityaha, Prapanchaha, Asatyaha, Anityaha. So, the Atma, the Brahman alone is real. And this anything and everything other than that Brahman is Anitya. This firm understanding and clarification, discrimination is Viveka. Here one thing to be understood is, this Viveka should be so firm that when I have decided to achieve that Brahma Jnana, everything which is Anitya, I should be ready to give up. Then alone that Viveka is perfect. Otherwise, I do have Viveka, but I am not able to act upon it. And this happens initially. Why? Because we don't have this Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Dosha drushtya abrahmaloka viparivartamaneshu bhogeshu anadara rupa upeksha eva vairagyam iti uchyate brahmaparagaihi. Now, after having seen this dosha, defect in anything and everything which is different from Brahman, I should be ready to give that up. And that vairagya is important. That readiness to give up. And another rupa upeksha. Upeksha, having disregard. I am not at all interested. This disregard is important. Then what is Shamadhi Shatka Sampat? शमादि षट्क संपत्ति शम दम श्रद्धा समाधान उपरतिः तितिक्षा. Here author has changed a sequence a bit, but it doesn't matter, any sequence can be taken. Shama is manasaha nivartanam, control over mind. Dama बाह्येन्द्रियाणां प्रति निवर्तनम, control over senses. Shraddha Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Dridhatar Vishwasaha, that firm conviction that even though I don't understand it right now, whatever that has been told by Shastra and Guru is right. It may take some more time for me to understand, but because I don't understand it right now, I should not say that it is impossible or it is wrong. Usually it happens with us. Because we don't understand something, we don't accept something. Why? Because we don't take those means of knowledge as the means of knowledge, exclusive means of knowledge. For one thing, I'll just give a small example and then we will go ahead. How foolish it is to say, because I don't see something, it is not real. If somebody says, because I don't see sound, it is not existent at all. Let's say there is a person who is deaf. He cannot hear at all. Totally deaf. He cannot hear any sound. But if you show him the sound waves which are produced when he speaks out loud, the deaf person may not be able to speak words, but a sound can be produced from his mouth. If you produce sound and show sound waves, through those means he can understand. And if he says no, because listening alone are the means, by this I will not infer that sound waves do exist, then he is never going to reach to any conclusion. In the same way, initially when that inference is showed, it may be contrary to all my experiences so far. I should take that up with Shraddha, with full conviction and Vishwasa. That is Shraddha. With Adara, with respect, reverential conviction. Samadhanam. Samadhana is Chitta Ekagra, single pointedness of mind in that Brahman. Uparati. Uparati is withdrawal of my mind from all the sense objects everywhere. Then there is Titiksha. Titiksha is endurance. Endure all the opposites. May it be too hot or too cold, everything. Just Dvandva Sahanam. Endure all those opposites of duality. Then all these Shama, Dama, etc. are interdependent and codependent. They help each other. How they help each other, that we had seen in detail. After having seen this, we saw that all these Viveka, Vairagya, etc. Mumukshuta again, Mokshasya Ichha. Vivekadinam Antaranga Sadhanatva Nirupanam. Viveka, Vairagya, etc. they are Antaranga Sadhana. What is Antaranga Sadhana and what is Bahiranga Sadhana? That which is directly responsible for Brahmadhyana is Antaranga Sadhana, and that which is indirectly responsible for Brahmadhyana is Bahiranga Sadhana. Bahirangani Viprakrishtani, those which are from distance, distantly related, and Sannikrishtani, directly related. Viprakrishtani, distantly and Sannikruštani directly. Viprakruşta far, Sannikrušta close. Yajnadi nikhila karmani. Yajna, dana, tapa, karma, etc. Karma yoga, everything is bahiranga sadhana. Because they will give me chitta shuddhi, purity of my mind. And that purity of mind will help me in viveka vairagya etc. and indirectly in gaining brahma jnana. How viveka vairagya etc. is antaranga sadhana? Because viveka vairagya shamadhi shatka sampat mumukshita is helpful in doing shravana manana nididhyasana. For shravana manana nididhyasana to be fruitful, I need viveka vairagya etc. Then there in these antaranga sadhana, that is viveka vairagya shamadhi shatka sampatti mumukshita and shravana manana nididhyasana etc. Antarangatva and bahirangatva, those which are internal and those which are external, that was further classified. What is antaranga shravanadinam lakshanam? Shravana manana nididhyasana, how they are more internal, more directly related to brahma jnana. What is shravana? Shravanam nama yuktya षड्विध तात्पर्य लिंगैः वेदांत वाक्यानाम अद्वितीये प्रत्यक ब्रह्मणि तात्पर्य निर्णयानुकूल चेतो वृत्ति विशेषः. Shravanam, in general sense, it is listening, but not just listening. After listening, after doing षड्विध लिंग तात्पर्य लिंग निर्णय, that is upakrama upasamhara अपूर्वता फलम अर्थवाद उपपत्ति. उपक्रमोपसंहारो अभ्यासो अपूर्वता फलम. उपक्रमोपसंहार, the beginning and the end. Abhyasa, what has been repeated again and again. Apurvata, the uniqueness. Phalam, the result. Arthavada, arthavada, eulogy, that which has been glorified and explained, or glorified as in given importance to. And upapatti, that which has been logically proven, that is upapatti. All these, with all these 6 indicators, where one has concluded that throughout Vedanta, Jiva Brahma Aikya alone has been explained, then alone the Shravanam has taken place. If I come to a different conclusion, then the Shravanam in reality has not taken place. Then Manana Lakshanam, then doing reflecting upon that is Manana. And then Nididhyasana, that which I have reflected upon, that which I have listened to, having firm conclusion or having firm conclusion, conviction, and repeating that conviction in my mind contrary to what I experience or what I am convinced about. Right now I think or I take this Jagat to be real. From Shravana and Manana I have understood that this Jagat, the entire creation, is mithya, is relatively real, and Brahman alone is real. Repeating that Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Aham Brahmasmi with firm conviction, with the clarity, without any doubts, is Nididhyasana. Why do we need Shravana Manana Nididhyasana? To remove the doubts. What are the defects or the hindrances in Brahmajnana? What are they? They are abhavana, asambhavana, viparita bhavana. That is pramana asambhavana, prameya asambhavana, and viparita bhavana. Pramanagata sandeha shravanena nivartyate. The doubts in means of knowledge are removed by Shravana. Doubts in that which has been told by that pramana are removed by manana. And viparita bhavana, the firm conviction that I am this body, this world is real, this viparita bhavana, to remove this bhavana, nididhyasana is required. After having explained this, aparoksha jnana sakshat sadhanam. For aparoksha jnana, what is sakshat sadhana? Shrotrendriya sambandha mahavakya. The mahavakya which has been heard by a student. And who is this? He is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Then the difference was done, mahavakya and avantara vakya. The question was raised, avantara vakya and mahavakya. Mahavakya cannot give brahmajnana, avantara vakya cannot give brahmajnana, etc. For which the questions were raised and answer was given. What was that? It was said that what you say that after by listening Shravanena Brahmajnana, Aparoksha Brahmajnana will take place. It is not possible. Why? If by Mahavakya alone Brahmajnana takes place, then Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is futile, purposeless. For which the answer was given, what you say is true, but it is not applicable here. Because Mahavakya will give Brahmajnana to a person who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. For him, if Shravana Manana Nididhyasana becomes futile or it becomes purposeless, it is expected only. Why? Because the purpose of Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is not to give Brahmajnana, but to remove the defects or the doubts which do not give Brahmajnana, to remove the hindrances, those which are causing not to gain Brahmajnana, that is defects. To remove those defects or doubts, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana is required. So by aparoksha, by Mahavakya, aparoksha jnana will take place, and for which the example was given of 10th man. You are that 10th man. When it is heard, aparoksha jnana takes place. He knows that I am that 10th man. After this Vishaya was explained, that this text explains Jiva Brahmaikyam Pratipadayati. This text does explain Jiva and Brahman Aikya. Then the question was raised, okay, what you have said that Anartha Nivrittihi Paramananda Vapti cannot be Prayojanam. Why? Because Jiva is Paramananda Swarupa, has been explained. If somebody is Paramananda Swarupa, how can gaining of Paramananda be the purpose? It was said, what you say is right, but here the Prayojana is not apraptasya praptihi, but praptasya praptihi. That which has gaining of that which has already been gained, and this is appropriate. Why? Because of ignorance and delusion, that which I have, I am not aware about. Example was given, a person whose bracelet is missing, even though that bracelet is on his hand alone. He looks for that bracelet everywhere else, and when it is pointed out by apta, by some other person, he knows it as aparokshata, and he says, I have gained that bracelet. Now I have found that bracelet. Similarly, even though that person is Paramananda Swarupa, he says that I have gained that Brahman. Then after this, second akshepa was taken up. Savilasa jnana nivrittihi paramananda vaptischa granthasya prayojanam iti uktam iti na sangacchate. Yataha nivrittirnama nisheshanashaha eva. Okay, Paramananda Vapti is Bhava Rupa, something which is existing. Dukkha nivrutti is nasha, that is non-existence. And existence and non-existence both cannot be there in one and the same place at the same time. For which answer was given the nasha of dukkha, savilasa jnana nivrutti. The ajnana nivrutti is not does not lead to non-existence but existence of its adhishthana Brahman. After having explained, so it is bhava rupa only. The destruction of ignorance is not abhava, non-existence, but existence itself. And therefore, the existence of Brahman and gaining of happiness, which is again bhava rupa, can be there in one and the same place. So, prayojana is appropriate. And then interrelation was explained. Grantha is pratipadaka, expounder. Vishaya is that which is expounded. Adhikari is the one who is going to gain, and prapaka is that, prapya is that which is going to be gained. Then adhikari vichara, adhikari is the karta, the doer, and kartavya, that shravana, is that which ought to be done. After having explained all these interrelations, author concluded with the first chapter here. Then he begins with the second chapter. So we started with the Mangalacharana, the Anubandha Chatushtaya. In that, Adhikari was explained. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha Adhikari Pramata. Vishaya Jiva Brahma Aikya. Sambandha, the interrelation between all these was text is expounder, Brahman or Vishaya, that we will be expounded upon, explained. Prayojana is Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti Paramananda Vapti. What has happened is, at all those places, questions and doubts were raised. So the topic went away a little bit from that which was intended by author to be explained. So to explain that topic in detail again, author raises some minor doubts, or those doubts which can linger or which can be left out, and explains them again. संस्कृत विचार सागरे अनुबंधानां विशेषतः निरूपणं नाम द्वितीयः तरंगः. अनुबंधानां, earlier it was अनुबंधानां सामान्यतः निरूपणं, here it is विशेषतः निरूपणं. पूर्वतरंगे अनुबंधजातं संक्षेपत उक्तम्. In earlier taranga, in earlier chapter, अनुबंधजातं, that Anubandha Sankhshepatah Uktam, it was explained in Sankshepa, in short, not in much detail. Asminstu Dvitiya Tarange, in this Dvitiya Taranga, in this second chapter, Tad Vistarataha Pratipadyate, that will be explained in detail. Now, you may ask, earlier was it not explained in detail? Actually, no. Because before explanation could be given, many doubts and questions were raised. So the intended topic was not explained in detail. Much time was taken up by in removing those doubts, answering those doubts. So here these topics will be explained in detail. Now how is he going to explain? He is going to raise doubts by himself, or he will raise questions Purva Paksha and answer. Adhikari Vishayakakshepaha. These are very beautiful doubts, and which are much more relevant to us than to Shastra. Earlier doubts were pertaining to Shastra, that strict logic and the strict understanding of the Vedanta or Vedas, etc. Here doubts are simple. Adhikari Vishayakakshepaha. Doubts about an adhikari. Who is an adhikari? The one who desires to remove dukkha nivrutti. Dukkha nivrattau akshepah. साधन चतुष्टय संपन्नः अधिकारी इति पूर्वं प्रत्यपादि. साधन चतुष्टय संपन्नः अधिकारी. The one who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaye sampatti, he is an adhikari, that you have explained earlier. In that sadhana, one sadhana was, one requirement, one qualification was mumukshuta namaika. And just for fun, just for the beauty of this language or the explanation, how he is going to progress in raising question is to be seen. In what did you say? You said sadhana chatushtaya adhikari is required. Who is sadhana chatushtaya adhikari? The one who is endowed with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. In that sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, there was one qualification which I remember. You said it is mumukshuta. Mumukshuta, moksha se ichha, desire for liberation, moksha. Sacha sadhaneshu uttama. And that was the highest, that was taken in highest regard. That was the best amongst those. Sadhaneshu uttama. Mumuksha nama tivratar mokshecha. That tivra, that intense desire for liberation, intense desire for moksha is mumukshuta. And how did you define that moksha? Mokshascha sopadana karana jagan nivrutyupalakshita Brahma Vaptihi Ityuchyate. He is using now our own technical terms. He says Sopadana, Sa Upadana. Upadana, the material cause. The cause because of which Jagat is seen. Why do we see this Jagat? Because of ignorance, Ajnana. So, Sopadana Karana Jagat. निवृत्ति. सोपादान कारण, उपादान कारण सहित जगन निवृत्ति. The dissolution, the destruction of this entire creation along with its cause, that is ignorance. That is, and Brahma Vaptihi, gaining of Brahman, is moksha. But अत्र मोक्षलक्षण घटक विशेषण रूप प्रथमांशे सोपादान कारण जगन्निवृत्तौ पूर्वपक्षी शंकते. In this definition, that which is the earlier part, what is that part? Moksha lakshana ghataka. Lakshana ghataka, the indicator, the definition which was given for moksha. विशेषण रूप प्रथमांशे. विशेषण रूप प्रथमांशे, in that first ansha, first part, what was that first part? Sopadana karana jagannivruttau. So upadana karana sahita jagannivrutti was the first part. About that, Purva Pakshi is now going to raise a doubt. The doubt is simple. I'll just give in short, in detail with the text we will see next time. Sir, please tell me, who desires just go around in the world and ask anyone, what does he desire? Will he say that I want to remove this ignorance because of which I am seeing this world and I want to gain Brahman? Is there anyone who will say in this way? No. No one is going to say that. Everyone is going to say, I have stomach ache, I have body ache, I need money, I am poor, I am rich, but my mind is not calm. Something or the other. nobody is going to say that he desires sopadana karana nivrutti, trying to remove ignorance along with its effect. Then how can you say there will be mumuksha? Your definition itself is wrong. For definition to be true, there should be certain number of people, there should be large group of people who will desire that. Nobody desires to, nobody even thinks of removing ignorance along with its effect to remove all sorrows. Is it not? So, your definition of moksha is wrong. So, the adhikari, the way you have explained, is not existent. This is how he is going to progress. And because there is no adhikari, the adhikari for whom you are composing this text is useless. Your composition of text itself is useless. Why? Because the one for whom you are writing this text, they don't exist. Imagine, I am writing, now this is relevant, say in today's time. If I decide to print out books for students who are in 10th standard so that they can read. But my dear sir, now nobody is going to read because all classes are online. So there is no purpose for you to print those books. You can just hand out e-copies. Why do you need to print? So removing the purpose, he is going to raise question about the text itself. How beautifully he raises the question and how it is very much close to all our experiences, that we will see next time. Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Samastaloka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.